Hi, this is Attila 16, and today I would like to thanks everybody that joined the daytradergame.com group on Steam, and everybody that played with it as a clan on the multiplayer competition thing. And thanks to you guys, we essentially control all 77 province of R tier, so it was pretty effective. And I had the occasion to play with a couple of you, and that was really fun. We had many great victories as well as many awesome defeats, from which I hope we learned a lot. Which bring me to this siege in this video, where my enemies had 5 warrior monks unit, 1 unit of Yari samurai, and 6 units of bow ashigaru, and 1 unit of mangonel, which I skipped the beginning of the battle because mangonel shooting tower equal boring. And of course he had his own general. And on my part I only had my own general, 1 unit of bow monk, and 1 unit of bow ashigaru, 1 unit of matchlock ashigaru, and 1 unit of katana samurais. So that was really uneven in numbers. So the true action began when my adversary sent his bowman by accident on his left side, and I decimated them. That was very helpful. And yeah, it was a mistake on his part, but he could afford it. And the other thing he did is bunch up all this troop in front, and that's okay, I guess. But my bowmen were able to shoot in the bunch and probably kill more than they will have if the enemy had spread out his troop. But yeah, he could really afford a lot of casualties, as you can see, and his large number also inflicted my troops a lot of casualties. The thing is that in Siege you really need a lot of bowmen if you're attacking, and essentially I have defeated some defender of castle just by using bowmen and without even entering the castle. That's a little bit of nonsense if you ask me, but yeah, you just have to have a lot of bow when you're attacking. And the thing is that when you're defending you cannot anticipate. So it's like if you end up facing an army of bowmen and you don't have much bowmen, you're as good as dead. And if you have too many bowmen and the enemy has only melee units, you don't have much chance either there. So this is even more true when you have a high ranking general, like a level 10. Because when you have a level 10, especially if you face a low rank enemy, your general costs so much that you barely have any money left for your army. So if you're doing a siege and you're level 1, you're facing a level 10, you really should not be afraid, because the level 10 general costs 1,800. And he only has 700 money left, so he can barely buy 2 matchlock ashigaru units, and that's really nonsense. So even if your general is really powerful, he doesn't worth all that money, especially in siege. So I think there should be a correction there. And in this battle you can really see that the enemy can afford so much casualties that it's nonsense. But I think from all the siege I did, this one is by far the best, and you will see why later on. But I think siege really needs some balancing at this point. So he's moving his warrior monks. Warrior monks to capture the towers, and this allows me to inflict their monk a lot of casualties. The monks are really weak against enemy missile fire. So essentially, when you see a unit of warrior monks, you just fire on them with bowmen. It will inflict really heavy casualties without much damage to you. And now my Boa Shigaru had the bright idea to try to rush the enemy in melee, which made little sense. And I pulled back my bow monk because it's clear that the enemies will be climbing on the walls and try to take that level of the fort. And I use my Matchlock Ashigaru to weaken even more their monks. And Matchlock Ashigaru are really good, but they're mostly a morale unit. You need them to demoralize the enemy, and it's pretty good to snipe the enemy in general. But I prefer Matchlock Samurais in general. It's just that in most siege, when you're on defense, you barely have the budget to buy a sufficient number of troops, so you cannot buy expensive stuff, and you end up buying cheap stuff. Cheap in price, I mean. And actually, when the enemy buy a mangonel, it's really a good thing, because that's less troops that will come inside the fort. And essentially, the mangonel are only... if you put your troops behind the keep, they're safe from enemy mangonel fire. So you just wait for it to get out of ammo, and you should be able to deal with the rest of their army. But in this case, there was so many enemy units that really made no sense. And my unit of Katana Samurai, while they're better than Najinata Warrior Monks in melee against infantry, they were too few to do much defensive. And actually, I managed to rout most of their Najinata Warrior Monks, but there was just too many enemies. And essentially, I think most of my casualties were inflicted by the enemy Boa Shigaru. So you really need to be careful, protect your troops from enemy fire. If you can, make sure that your enemy face your troops face enemy bow fire, because in the front your troops have more armor, and in the back they have a tendency to die easier. So that's why sometimes a good thing to do is to flank the enemy with your bow unit and fire in their back. Now, as you can see, there's starting to be way too many monks up there. It's like a convention. But my general bodyguards are really strong, as you can see, and they're able to defend the level on their own so far. And now my Katana Samurai did manage to take care of the other unit of Najinata Warrior Monks, so they come as a reinforcement, because now my general started to be a little overwhelmed. And I also had to engage my Najinata. Now I also use my Matchlock units. This way I can suppress the morale of the enemy. It may kill a few of my own troops, but that doesn't matter that much. Now my bow warrior monks have been routed, but my Katana Samurai is just coming reinforcement just in time. This way I can engage my Matchlock units. But as you can see, there's a lot of arrows falling around the place. So now my Katana Samurais are taking care of these monks. And yeah, they're pushing them back. But guess what? There's more coming. It's really like fighting a horde. And now these monks even have the power to jump high in the air like that, which is amazing. I really wish I could do that. So this guy probably have some superpower. for flying like that. So my katana samurais are really practical, as you can see, because they're the one that hold the enemy monks. But it's just that while I'm actually still managing to repel their monks, there are still more enemies coming. And I think my adversary could have finished me off much faster, but he didn't send all his units at once. So it was a long battle of attrition. And what you need to consider also is that although I'm facing monk right now, there are still those units of Boashigeru coming further. Oh, they're flying. So I think now it's starting to be very small units in my side. And as you can see, even though I'm managing to repel these monks, my number of bodyguards is very small. And I only have one katana samurai left. And you can see that there's more units coming. My matchlock Ashigaru are still fighting, fortunately. And now I only have these 4 or 5 guys. And these few matchlock to hold against a horde of bowmen. So what I do right now is I try to snipe his general, which is unlikely considering the number of troops I have. But I do manage to kill a few of their bodyguards, and I scare their horse, so that's good. And as you can see, my troops are shaky, with a good reason. Just watch the number of units remaining. I will let you enjoy the rest of the battle without comments.